Hello and welcome back to the Mindful Model Makers Workshop. Now, as you know, I've been building this Scale Scenes diesel depot, and I'm going to do it basically as one that's more or less derelict. I've got the broken windows and various bits. I'm not going to bore you with just going over that again, but it came to me really the fact that I can't do too much with the outer structure until I built the inside. Now this is the pit that you go down. Now obviously it's double because I've made the shed double. So if you're just doing a single one, then it would just be from that first pier there, and that would be the end of the building. So this would be the length. This would be obviously on the inside of your pit. But because I've done it double, then obviously you just do the same and join the two together. So I've actually produced this now. So this is the actual pit. But of course, it's going to go on this yellow base that I've got here. This yellow plastic, like corrugated. It's a bit like what the estate agents use outside your house when it's for sale. That's got to be all cut out. This dropped down in so that it will kind of sit like that on the top. So if I can move the camera about, you can see. So that will kind of sit like that. And then there are other bits which are called additional hard standing, which will then go kind of on there as well, like so. And then that produces like the proper floor. Well, all of that obviously will be inside of this building. So what I thought, well, I better get this bit built, get it all together, then lay it in there. Then I can cut where these are going to drop through the floor and become the actual pit inside. And then once that's done, I can then put the building back where it's got to go and secure it from there, and that's it. So I think that was a better way of doing it. When you first look at the instructions for this Scale Scenes pit, you think, oh, I don't know, it looks complicated, but actually I've just worked on it this afternoon, cut all the pieces. You've virtually got to get everything ready the day before, because these side pieces, you do have an option that the other piece, you can cut a big strip out the back, and then you can cut these out and you can actually put LED lights. So obviously this is a defunct shed, so it doesn't want lights. But if you were having this on a real working model, you can have little LED lights, and it's all been made so that you can do that. So there are two pieces of card here, so you glue one on top of the other, and also then this is a sheet of paper that you cut out and then glue on top of that. And as you can see, it's got kind of drip marks and things, because obviously in a pit stuff would be dripping down from the top, oil and various other bits. So it does look yeah, like a pit would in a shed. It would be a bit oily and messy. I'm just going to show you how the steps go as well. Now the steps, they are, when you first see these, you think, oh, how on earth does that work? Well, I'll show you the sheet that you get. So the top step is A, and then it goes on. You get the two sizes, so you can cut down to 00, or you can cut to EM and P4, which are slightly different sizes, but they're all on there as well. So what you do, you want to cut down the centre line. This is a whole piece, and then cut from the centre line to the end and cut all the pieces out that you need. Then there is another strip, which I'll show you here, which has got all of these on A, B, C, D and E. So these are each of the steps, and literally you put the paper on and wrap it round. So you've got the grey, which obviously is the step. So you can see that like that. Okay, So that's the little steps going down into the pit. Now I've done this one so that you can see it. So what you do, you get one of these and then you glue that onto the actual base, and you can see about halfway down there is like a drain that there would be, because obviously with a lot of these things, because I think the one bit of the pit comes outside, so obviously it could fill with rain, so you need it obviously to drain away. And of course if you get any other spillages, you can wash and clear it down the drain. So that's what that's for. So the steps will go there. This will go onto here. Obviously this is made to be different widths, but you don't need to cut this down because it will be all underneath. And there are a couple of other little pieces which you can cut out, and it tells you that this is a 00 gauge side wall spacer. So in other words, when you glue that on, you can put that in between the two side walls, because at the top you can fix track on. So you need the track the right space, especially if you're going to use it. This, I'm going to put track on it. I bought some old track and I've tested it. So obviously the sleepers will be cut off, but as you can see here, hopefully the track will sit just on top. I will just probably glue it on top of the pit itself and do away obviously with all of the sleepers, and then you will have the rails. It will all be the right height then for your trains to run on in the shed. Yeah, so that's what these spacers are for, to keep that right. And then what I've also done is, because obviously there's a white edge, the rail piece goes inside like so. So this piece, I'll bring this up here so you can see it. This piece will glue on top of there, and obviously because of the inside, I've kind of made up a brown rusty kind of colour to just put on there, so that that will go like so. So that's where we are. So the steps, it is all quite easy. All they do is you cut out the pieces, wrap the paper round. Now, obviously, if you was just having a single shed with just the two bits, then you glue the steps in like so. But because I've got the double one, the steps go on the other end. And all I've done, there is a joining piece, but I haven't bothered with that. I just got a leftover piece of card and just...
Sorry, I don't know that.
And then I just put that in between to hold the two parts together like so. So that's the pits. So tomorrow the plan is to cut out these pieces of hard standing. I don't know whether they go on a card or not, or whether they just go, but it says to glue them up to the edge where the track goes. Obviously I've got to cut that white piece off, and then they will go out either side to fill up the shed. So that is the next bit to work out. And then once I've done that, I will show you how it goes. But it actually worked out a lot easier. It's very strong. I mean, I'm really surprised. I mean, I've gone not quite as thick as the thickest card that you can use for this. I've gone for like a medium, and that's plenty, and it's very strong. And I think it's going to look really good when it's done. I'm not saying my modelling's looking good, but I think the kit is. I mean, obviously, I've made a few errors with this in various places, and I've learnt lots about using like the cheap Pritt stick things and things. The best thing to do is use a PVA glue. And when you're sticking the parts together, I could recommend this stuff. Rocket card glue is a must. It does make your fingers very rubbery, but it is very good stuff, and it is instant. It really is a kind of a paper kind of super glue for paper, basically what it is. Yeah, so I am very pleased with this model now. It really is coming on, and when you think it's very inexpensive, probably what have I spent? Well, it was £6 something to download. Some card, probably spent about 30 odd pound maybe, but then I've got loads of stuff left. You know, there's loads of bits you don't use. Sometimes I print extra little bits in case I mess something up. Yeah, and you can add a lot more to it, but you've got a big model. You know, how much would it be to buy a large plastic diesel depot, you know, a ready-made one for your railway? And of course with this you can customize it to fit what you want. There is that as well. So there's lots of little bits where you can kind of kit bash. I know it's car, but you can. I used to in the old days buy, when I first started years ago, I used Engage, and of course there weren't much kind of British outline stuff. It was mainly foreign. There was a few locos, and of course to make things like signal boxes, I remember buying one kit and then getting some plasticard and adding on the little bits to it to make it look more like a British country type signal box. But now you can buy everything and anything that you need to make your railway realistic. It is there's just endless really the things you can buy. So, and you'll be seeing a few little extras that I'll be putting on here. I've got bins, gas bottles and various other things. I'm also experimenting. I did buy this old diesel shunter. It doesn't work. It's lock solid. I'm not really worried about it, but it'll probably stand on the sidings outside and grass, rust and everything else. So that's part of the project as well. But anyway, that's to come in the future. So anyway, the pit looks good, I think. It's got the steps down in there. You can see the rails fit nicely on top. So I think once that's all in, it won't look too bad. I can touch up little bits. I haven't painted these end bits because it says that the paper bit, the hard standing bit, glues right up to there. So I'll have to see when I've done a kind of a dummy run as to how it's all going to go. But anyway, I just thought before I proceeded on any further with this, I just wanted to show you what it looked like in pieces and what it looks like when it's finished and how easy it really is. So of course obviously that will join onto there and form another road next to that one with the two pits inside the shed. So that's where we are. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you're following this and you want to carry on, please subscribe, please like if you do, and if you got any comments or something you're not sure of, and if I can help with that, I will reply. And sometimes if I can, I might make a small video in order to demonstrate something if I can. So I'll do my best for whatever you want. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.